Have you ever thought about the reason why Friends has stayed with us for so many years, like captivating new generations time and time again? In my opinion, I think the show is so successful because the character feels so real and we see how they grow and change over time, just like we did. Because Friends has never been just about funny situations or conversations at Central Park. I think that deep inside, Friends has always been about human emotions that we have all known in some way. In the last few shorts on this channel, we explored the first big life lesson the series teaches in silence. I'm talking about those moments when we get involved in a relationship that feels perfect and brings light to our lives. But at the end of the day, despite all of our efforts to keep it, ends up going wrong. I mean the idea of having the perfect person, the perfect love at the wrong moment. If you have ever gone through something like this, you probably know how painful for letting go can be. It causes pain because the person wasn't wrong, nor was their love mistaken. It was just the wrong timing. Sometimes love is real and still not enough. From a psychological perspective, this actually makes a lot of sense because the human mind isn't wired to only fall in love when every aspect of life has achieved perfect alignment. Our brain doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It reacts to the bond, to the emotional resonance, to that sensation of feeling truly seen, comprehended, and somehow more alive when another person is near. So, when we meet someone who makes us feel that way, it's easy to hold on to that relationship without questioning too much. We surrender to the power of that connection and start building something based only on what we see on the surface. But when we build a relationship only on the surface, the foundation is often much weaker than we think. Because real love does not happen on the surface. Real love happens within our identity. And the truth is that people rarely move through life at the same pace. Sometimes one person is still recovering from past hurts, while the other is just starting to dream of the future. The connection can remain real. The affection can remain real. However, the bond between them starts to face challenges. And Friends shows this very clearly. For example, we see Monica and Richard. Their relationship is mature, respectful, and deeply affectionate. They trust each other, and they really love each other, but they are on two opposite sides of the life timeline. Monica is just beginning to look ahead to the future, and Richard has already experienced the moments Monica is only now preparing to live. The problem between them was never a lack of love. The problem was the timing. Then we have Rachel and Tag. At first, the relationship feels easy, light, fun. Tag represents youth, spontaneity, and certain sort of freedom. But as Rachel begins to grow, professionally and emotionally, something starts to change in her. She slowly realizes that the direction her life is taking no longer matches the kind of love Tag represents. And this reveals something psychologically very interesting. Sometimes we feel drawn to people who match who we used to be, not who we are becoming. Ross and Elizabeth present yet another version of this identical pattern. When Ross enters this relationship, he comes from years of emotional chaos, divorces, disappointments. Elizabeth, on the other hand, is just beginning to live her adult life. For her, the world is still exploration, possibility, discovery. Ross is trying to rebuild certainties. Elizabeth is still trying to discover who she's going to become. When two people are living and learning such different life lessons, love by itself might not be enough to maintain a long-term relationship in the end. That's again what I mean when I say the right person, but at the wrong timing. But here comes the most important point that not all of us manage to understand in time. Relationships like this are not failures. In fact, many times these relationships are actually very important to our emotional growth. Some relationships are not meant to last forever. They come into our lives to teach us something about who we are becoming. They help us understand what we truly value, what we really need, and the kind of life we want to build. Many of the relationships that don't last become important turning points in our personal journey. The real challenge appears when we try to hold on to those relationships longer than we should, even when the differences are already clear. Because when we refuse to accept that difference, something painful begins to happen. Relationships that once felt beautiful can slowly turn into frustration or even feeling of being trapped or suffocated. Not because love disappeared, but because we were asking the relationship to become something was never meant to be. And maybe emotional maturity might not only be about finding someone who makes us feel something powerful. Maybe it's about recognizing when two people are truly ready to grow in the same direction. Because if they're not, trying to force it, even with love, may only bring more pain. Because love connects hearts, but timing connects lives. Because sometimes love is not meant to last. Sometimes love is meant to transform us. Thank you for staying until the end, and I will see you in the next Friends mini-series.